Hi guys, this is online school of creativity, and in this video I'm going to take you through the basics of Adobe Premiere Pro. So without wasting my time, let's get started. So these are the subtopics for today. I'm going to take you through how you create a new document, how to name your document, and everything. From there, I'll also take you through how you import videos and audios, the project panel, and many more. I'll also take you through how you create a sequence. Go to File, New, then Sequence, the different types of sequence settings, and how to create a new one. From there, I'll take you through the source panel. This is the source panel, the different tools under source panel, how to mark in, mark out, how to drag and drop videos onto your timeline. Then from there, I'll take you through the timeline, and this is the timeline, the tools that we are going to use mostly, the move tool, the razor tool, and many more. From there, I'll take you through the program panel. The program panel is basically have the same tool as the source panel, but the program panel displays when you play on your timeline, it shows on the program panel. Okay, it has the same to mark in, mark out, go in, and go to out. So this basically some of the tools under the program panel. Then from there, we'll be talking about effects and transitions. Transitions like the cross dissolve. You can see that the video has blended together. You also have another transition like this one, deep to white. Then you also have effects like the blur effect and many more. So I'll be taking you through several effects, and I'll also be teaching you how you are going to add audio onto your project and how to also edit the audio. Then from there, I'll also be talking about the titles or the text panel or the legacy title, the different types of settings, how to change your text color, alignment, and different tools under text, how to move your text, how to change its color, and many more. Then from there, I'll also take you through speed and duration, how to speed your audio, how to speed your video, and many more. So with this one, you can see that added a bit of slow motion onto the video. You can see with this one, added a bit of speed into the video and many more. So from there, I'll move to the effect controls. With the effect controls and keyframe, so have this test. Talk about the effect controls. So with the effect control, you can basically control, so you can see the animation. This is the position. You can also control the rotation, and you can also control the scale and many more. So let's try this video. You can see you have the scale. You can scale in and out video. You can also position the video. You can also rotate the video. You can also reduce the opacity of the video and many more. You can also add keyframes like this one. You can see that there is zoom in, so that is the, I see that here is 103 and I've zoomed into 213. So this is basically about keyframing and many more, and how to use adjustments. So I'll also be talking about color and adjustment layer. So with this single video selected, you can add different temperature things. You can add exposure, contrast, highlights, shadows. You can see that the video has changed and many more. So I will be taking you through how you use adjustment layer to apply effect to all your videos at the same time using this adjustment layer. You can see that when I apply, let me apply the temperature, you can see that it have affected all the videos. So this is about color, and I'm also going to take you to the last but not the least, how to export your video. Go to file, then export, a different type of export settings. They are exporting to YouTube 1080, 720, or the different type of your output name, how to choose output name, and many more. And export, the difference between export and queue, I'll be talking about both of them. Queue will be open in Adobe Media Encoder, and export will be exporting using the Premiere Pro. So these are basically the subtopic for Adobe Premiere Pro. So this is basically what we teach on our channels, how to take your graphic design, your video editing to the next level. So if you are interested, you can consider to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you get notified each time we upload new tutorials. And please don't forget to also comment on this video, share and like. Thank you. So without wasting my time, I'll begin with the tutorial. So first thing first, with step 1, we are going to talk about how to create a new document. Okay, so when you open your Premiere Pro for the first time, this is what you will see. So if you don't have an existing work, then you will not open any project. And if you have not opened your Premiere Pro before, you will not have any work under recent. You will create a new project. So I will name it online school. Then please, those that they have low end PCs and they want to create projects, you can email me at onlineschool@onlineschoolofcreativity.com, our web mail, and I'll take you through how you can create projects so that you can run 4K and 8K videos on low end PCs without having problems. Okay, thank you. So after naming the project, I'll just click on OK and click on yes. Okay, so this will be my interface. I don't have anything yet. This is my project panel. So what I will do is that I will drag and drop my project panel here so that I'll get more room for my project panel. And this is my source panel. Then I'll arrange my interface. Okay, so you can do same by arranging your interface and having your project panel. So I'm going to talk about importing of videos. When you double click on your project panel, you will get the opportunity to import your videos and audios. Okay, so you can click on your audio, then you import. You can also go to file, then import. Then you import video. You can also go to where your folder where you have your video, or if it's on your desktop, then you just drag and drop onto your project panel. So these are basically the 3 ways to import video into Adobe Premiere Pro. So I will click on this icon to change it to list view, and I will just put my cursor onto the video to check the size. This is 3840 by 2160, and this video is also so the two videos are 4K. So I'll also import a different one again. This one is 1920 by 1080, so this is a 1080. So I'm going to follow this to create a sequence. So when you want to create a sequence, make sure that you check your video frame rate and your video size so that you can create a sequence. So based on the video you have shot, you can use the frame rate and the dimension to create a sequence. So this one, the dimension is 1920 by 1080 and the frame rate is 30 frames per second. So I'll go to File, New, then I'll go to Sequence. Then I'll make sure that you can select, but for many of them there are many, but today you can use Canon. But today I'm not going to use Canon, I'm going to use a Digital SLR. Then I'm going to select DSLR 1080 30 frames per second. Then I'll press OK. You can name the sequence to any name that you want. Let me name it as Create. Then I'll press OK. So I'll click on this icon to change it to a thumbnail view or an icon view. Okay, and from there I'll move to the source panel. That will be my next step. After creating sequence, I'll move to source panel. So when you double click on any of these videos, then it will open in the source panel. So with the source panel, you have the opportunity to mark in and mark out. So if I mark in, then I'm telling Premiere Pro to start the video here, and then when I mark out, then I will tell Premiere Pro to stop here. Then I will drag. This is the video icon. So when you right click and press and hold and drag, you drag the video to this place. Okay, so I'll just close this and I'll double click on, because the sequence of this is not the same as the one I just dragged. That's why they asked me to change settings. But since I use this one sequence, let me use this one. So I'll mark in again and then I'll mark out. And with this, go to in, so it will send you to the starting point, and also have go to out, then it send you to the ending point. Then you have the play button, and you also have this one moves frame by frame backwards and frame by frame forward. So I'll just drag and drop the video onto my sequence, and I'll just say issue change sequence settings. Okay, so the settings of the sequence will match my videos, okay, or will match this video. And what I will do next is that I will double click on a different video, and then I'll click on mark in and mark out, and I'll bring another one here. And you can see that since this is a 4K video, it's bigger than 1080. So you can see that. So what I'll do is that I'll right click on the video, then I'll go to set to frame size. You can see set to frame size. Then you see now I've changed it from 4K to 1080. Beautiful. I can use this to drag to extend the video. Okay, then I can also choose another video by double clicking on it, press mark in and mark out. Then I'll drag the video onto the timeline. I can also use this to zoom in and zoom out on my time panel. Then I this and set to frame size. Beautiful. So this is basically how you are going to do your cutting from your source panel. Then you bring it on your time panel and then you arrange. One thing is that, let's check this video. You can see that this video have both audio and video, and when you drag this, you drag only the video, and when you drag this, you drag only the audio. But the moment you drag from this place, you drag both the audio and the video, and you can see that when you move, they are together. When you delete both of them. So what you do is that you right click on any of them, then you go to unlink, so that you can unlink between the video and the audio, so that you can either delete the audio or delete the video. You understand? So without wasting my time, so this, I'll talk about the most used tools. You see, you have the move. The move tool help you to move on the timeline, so you can move videos on the timeline. And you also have the razor tool. The razor tool is used for cutting videos. So you can either do your cutting by marking in and marking out and drag and drop it onto your timeline. Or when you bring onto your timeline, you can bring a full video onto your timeline. And what you do is that you can cut the videos here and remove the unwanted ones and keep what you want. So you can either do the marking and mark out here, or you can also use the razor tool to cut it here. You can use the hand tool to pan. When you zoom in, let's zoom, then you can see you can use the hand tool to pan timeline. You also have basically the same settings here, marking and mark out. And whatever you do here also affect the timeline, because whatever you do on the timeline also shows on the program panel. So I'll press Ctrl Z or Command Z to undo. Then you also have go to in and go to out and play and pause button. You also have this icon that you can add the different types of, so these are also part of the tools. You can drag, this is a record button, you can drag and just drop and you press OK and it will show here. Okay, you can also click on it, then you press reset to layout and you press OK. So this is basically most of the most important tools that you are going to use. You have different ones that you are going to use for maybe different types of projects, but basically your videos that you are going to edit, you use the razor tool and the move tool most as compared to the other various tools. So without wasting my time, I'll take you to transition and effect. So those are, you can click here and it takes you to the effects panel. So these are the effects. So when you click on effect, you can see that I have the effects panel here. But for me, I'll go back to editing and I'll just drag back this. I'll click on these two arrows and click on effects. If you can't find your effects panel, just go to Windows, select the effect, just look for it and just click on it to check it so that you can see it here. So this is the effect panel, and first I'm going to take you to transition. So we have different types of video transition. This effect that I got, the cross, the dissolve that I have dip to black, you can see that, you can see the transition. Let's increase it by double clicking on it and press increase it to 2. And you can see that, let's play, can see beautiful. So it dips towards the black. Let's try another transition. We have, so we also have additive dissolve, can see beautiful. So you can also check different dissolve. You can also check different transition like the cross zoom, beautiful. You can see that it zoom in and zoom back was. So this is another transition. Let's delete this one and check a different one. Let's check slides. We have center split, beautiful. So you can see that I have different Let's check 3D motion. Beautiful. So you can go through the different types of video transitions and try them yourself. Let's talk about video effect. We have blur here, blur and sharpen. We have Gaussian blur. Let's try put the blur on this video. Let me double click on it. Then you go to its effect controls. You can see that. If you can't see, you just click on these two arrows and select your effect controls. You can see that the blur is at what, 0. So I'm just going to increase it, and you can see that I've blurred the video. So you can see that effect is, we apply effect on the video, but we apply transition between two videos. So this is transition and this is effect, and you have different types of effect: color correction, distort, generate, key, noise and grain. You can add noise to your video. You can also remove noise. You can add styles to your video. You have alpha glow. Let's add alpha glow to the video, and let's try to increase it. Let's increase the color. So you can see that we have this glow around the video. You can see there is a glow around the video. That's what we call alpha glow. Let me clear, and you can see that it's no more. Okay. You can also check different types of effects. There are many. You can just try them. And so without wasting much time, we'll move to the next step, which is audio, how to add audio and edit audio or music. It's basically simple. You don't need any different idea about how to add audio. What you do is that the three processes that we started with, you can use any of them to add your audio. So when you double click, then you just select your audio. You can also drag and drop your audio. Then what you do is that when you double click on it, it will open here, and you can also select the part you want and just drag and drop. You realize that you have A1, which is the audio panel, and you also have V, which is for video. So you can't put audio onto the video. It doesn't work like that. You can't put video onto an audio port or audio onto a video with panel. Yes. So this is a voice over record. You can solo the audio, and you can allow only this to play. If you have like 5 audios, you can solo only this, so that only this one can play and the rest will not play. You can also mute this audio so that this audio will not play. Okay. You can also, you have a lock button. You can lock the audio so that you cannot move it. You can use these arrows to increase and decrease the size of the audio, both the audio and the video, if you want to increase and decrease its size. Okay. So you can also click on it to unlock it. Okay. And how to edit is very simple. You can use the razor to do your cutting, and we just use the move tools to select and delete what you want. You will just delete what you don't like and just leave what you like. So that is basically very simple audio editing process. You understand? So you can just delete the ones that you don't like and leave the one you like. You can also scroll this to increase the size. You can see that this small icon, when you increase it to the top, you can see that you increase the volume of the audio, and when you reduce it, you decrease the volume. So let's play through. So let's play through. So when I try to reduce, see the audio comes down, and when I increase, the audio goes up. So let's stop it and continue, and let's use this to reduce its size. So that's how basically we edit audio on your timeline. And we also have some audio transitions like the crossfade that you can add to the beginning and the ending of your video to add that smooth ending or fade onto your audio. Okay, then from there I'll also move to title and text. So this is how you add title or text onto your video. When you go to file, new, then go to legacy title, then you can name your title, or you can leave it like that: online school of creativity. So that's how I'm going to name my new title. Then I'll press OK. So this is the title panel or the text panel. When you click on this small icon, then it hides the background, and you click on it, it shows the background. Do you understand? So you can select the text tool, then you click, then you start typing. So I'll type online school of creativity. You understand? Then you can highlight your video, then you can highlight the text by just dragging on it. Then you can change to any format you want. I'll select this yellow one. Then you also have the chance, this is a gradient one. You can also choose a normal text that you can change the color to any color you want. You can also reduce the opacity, or you can also add stroke to your text. You can also add shadow to your text. You can also change the shadow color and many more. So we also have the horizontal text and different tools here. If you want me to talk about only the legacy title panel, please, you can join the community and send a tutorial request, and we will do that for you. Thank you. So I'll reduce the size of the text by pressing shift and dragging. Now just press on this. Okay, so I'll press on this. So this is how basically you're going to add text to your video, and it will just drag and drop onto, and this is the text. You understand? And without wasting much time, I'll talk about speed and duration. So I'll put the text somewhere, then I'll talk about speed and duration. So I'll use this video to demonstrate that. You can see that when I right click on this video and press speed and duration, and I'll reduce the size of the speed to 30%. I'll change the time interpolation to optical flow, then I'll click on OK. You can see that the length of the video has increased. So let's try to play through. You can see the video now was slow motion. Beautiful. Let's press Ctrl Z to undo, and let's see the video. As it's a bit faster Let's press Ctrl Shift and Z to redo, and let's play back again. Beautiful. So I'll press Ctrl or Command Z to undo. Then I'll go to speed and duration again, and this time around what I'm going to do is that I'm going to increase the speed to 300, and I'll change this one to optical flow. Then I'll press OK. You can see that it has what decreased. The size of the video has what decreased. You can see now it's very fast. I'll press and hold Alt and drag to duplicate the video. I'll drag to duplicate again, then I'll play through. You can see now moving fast. Beautiful. So this is basically about speed and duration. So one thing is that those that you are going to work with After Effects, when you right click on any video, you can replace it with After Effects composition, so that when you have After Effects, the same version with the Premiere Pro, the After Effects will open automatically, so that you can work. You add several effects to your video, and when you save it, it automatically affects the video at Adobe Premiere Pro. So you can also check out, because you are going to upload videos about After Effects basics, tutorials, and tips and tricks. Thank you. So from there, I'm going to talk about effect controls and keyframing. So you can apply this to video, text, and anything. So when you click on any video, you can see the effect. If you can't see your own, just click on these two arrows and click on the effect control. You have position, scale, rotation, anchor point, opacity, and many more. So this is the effect control. You can see you can push the video, change the position from left to right, and top to down, and many more. We can also scale in and scale out. You understand? You can also rotate. You can also reduce opacity. So this is basically the effect control. So this controls the effect of the video. Do you understand? So without wasting my time, let's use this test so that we can talk about keyframing. You can use video to do the same thing. So I'll put this by dragging to the left, so that the text will be out of frame. Then I'll click on this watch icon to get this keyframe. Then I'll move forward to the end of the video. Then I'll drag the text back. Then let me play through and see. You can see this nice animation. This is what we call keyframing. Do you understand? You can add animations. So I can add easy in and easy out to make my animation very smooth. Okay, so this is what we call keyframing. Keyframing helps you to add animation to your text and videos. So if I also have this, I can click on this, click on that to reset everything back. And I did the first one with position. I'm going to do this one with use rotation. I'm going to demonstrate with this video. I'll just scale in. I'll just scale out. Press on this icon, the time icon, to add keyframe. Then I'll move forward and I'll scale in. So you can really see, very beautiful. Do you understand? Okay, so I'm going to use the text again to demonstrate. When I press the Alt and duplicate the text, drag here so that I can extend my timeline, and I duplicate the text, you can see that it have the same effect. What I'll do is that I will just delete all the keyframe, then I'll reset all this back to normal by clicking on this. When you click on this, it resets it to original with position. Then what I will do is that I'll add rotation. So let me reset it back to normal. Let me select the text, and let me try to rotate, and let me set a keyframe and go back. Let me play to you. So this is how you also add a rotating keyframe to your text. So let's try to bring in another video and try with, let's just select it and go to it. You can see that with the opacity tool, you can create a beautiful keyframe so that starts with a low opacity, then it will move to high one. Let's play to beautiful. Let's try with from 0. Let's reset it and let's start 0. Let's create the first keyframe and let's move to 100%, and let's play to beautiful. So this is what we call effect controls and keyframes. So what I'll talk next is color, how you add color to your videos. So if you have this video, let's bring in another video, or let's just drag this one and drop. Let's set it to frame size, and let's click on this color icon, and Premiere Pro will open the color panel for us. We have different, if you want, I'll be uploading a single tutorial on how to color grade your videos. We have different color grading settings here that I'm going to talk about when I upload how to color grade your video. So please watch out and check for that video. Thank you. So for instance, when I add temperature, exposure, contrast, you can see it adds to the video, but only this one. It doesn't affect this one. No, it doesn't affect this one. So what we can do is that on our project panel, right, we can right click on our project panel, go to new item, then adjustment layer, then we just press OK. So we look for the adjustment layer, then we drag and drop onto our timeline. So since we have this video, and when you click on this, let me add a bit of saturation to it, and you can see, let's check this green very well. Let's add a bit of tint, exposure. You can see that this have affected only this. Let's double click on it to reset it back to default. What if I want it to affect every single thing here? That's when I need this adjustment layer. So let's try. Let's reset all this also back to normal. Beautiful. And let's click on the adjustment layer, and let's increase everything. You can see that it have changed here. Let's check all the other videos. You can see it have affected everything. So with the help of adjustment layer, you can apply effects color grading to give multiple videos at the same time. Okay, so without wasting much time, I'll go to the last but not the least topic, that is render and exporting. You understand how to render your video or how to export your video. You understand? So you can press I on your keyboard to mark in and O on your keyboard to mark out to select the area you want to export. Then you go to file, then export, then media. So you can see, you can click here to change, to create online, so that you can change your output name to any name you want. Beautiful. Then you have different settings. I'm going to choose H.264. Then you can select any of this. You can select YouTube, full 1080. You understand? Full 1080, 1080 full HD, right? You can also select any of the qualities here and many more. And what I'm going to do next is the difference between queue and export. Let's first click on queue so that I can understand queue. Queue is that you want to send all your export video into Adobe Media Encoder. And one advantage of that is that you can export different video into Adobe Media Encoder, and all of them will be queued and they will be exporting one after the other. So if you have Adobe Media Encoder and click on queue, then Adobe Media Encoder will open automatically. If only you have Adobe Media Encoder, it will open automatically. So you can see that my Adobe Media Encoder, because I click on queue, it starts to open. Do you understand? Let's go to file, export, and go to media again. And let's click on export. You can see that at the moment you click on export, rendering will start. And you can't change or do anything here again until the rendering is done. So this is the disadvantage. But when you open it in a media encoder, you can still work. Then the media encoder will be exporting the video at also the backwards end. So that is the difference between queuing and exporting. When you queue, the video will be exported into Adobe Media Encoder, then you go and export it there. You understand? But when you export, the video will export at Adobe Premiere Pro, and you can't do anything unless the exporting or the rendering is done. Okay, so thank you guys for watching the video to the end. This online school of creativity will help new and young people who want to start graphic design online, video editing online, or start their YouTube channel, or how to make money online to start. So please, you can consider subscribing to our channel. Check some of our beginner's guide to graphic design and other videos in the description. And please don't also forget to comment on this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that I get notified each time we upload new tutorials. Thank you very much for watching this video, and bye bye.